Hi everyone, I'm Shruti and welcome back to G2 Finance Tech's weekly market update. This week we are calling it the Orange Dawn. Yes, we are keeping it professionally polite but with a touch of playful honesty as we look at how Trump's renewed trade offensive is reshaping the global economic landscape. A new chapter in global trade. What we are seeing right now is more than just another round of tariffs. On April 2nd, President Trump announced sweeping new import duties, calling it a rebirth of American industry. In some cases, tariffs went high as 50%, particularly for countries like Lesotho, and 34% for China. But is this really a new dawn or just a darker turn for global markets? Market reaction. Repricing risk fast. Markets didn't take it lightly. The S&P 500 dropped nearly 7% and the Nasdaq 100 officially entered bear market territory. These so-called Liberation Day tariffs have raised the stakes, with many now warning that a US recession and possibly a global one could be looming. Commodities in the crossfire. Commodities weren't spared either. Crude oil prices tumbled to 4 years lows with WTI crude closing at $62.32 per barrel, a sharp 7.4% decline driven by both escalating trade tensions and rising OPEC output. The message is clear. The ripple effects are wide and they are hitting supply chains, commodities, and investor sentiment all at once. But opportunity in Latin America? Here is what's interesting and easy to miss. Latin American markets are actually thriving. The MSCI Latam index has outperformed the S&P 500 by over 20 percentage points in 2025 so far. Why? Because as global trade shifts towards regional partnerships, countries like Brazil and Mexico are gaining traction both in portfolio inflows and foreign direct investment. It is a good reminder that every disruption creates new dynamics and new winners. Rethinking globalization. So, what does this all mean? We are moving from a world of deep global integration to one that favors localized bilateral alliances. For businesses, that means rethinking everything from supply chains to currency exposure. And for investors, it means being agile and being protected. How to stay positioned. At G2 Finance Tech, we believe this is where structured products with capital protection features come into play. They offer strategic market exposure, built in downside protection, and help investors stay invested without taking on full risk during volatile cycles. Combine that with a disciplined approach to asset allocation, and you are giving your portfolio a fighting chance in uncertain waters. Our take. So, is this the start of something bold and new, or a slow unraveling of global cooperation? Maybe a bit of both. Either way, here at G2 Finance Tech, we'll make sure you are not left in the dark. Thank you for tuning in to this week's update, and we'll be back next week with more sharp, timely insights and just maybe a few witty takes too. Until then, stay informed and stay ahead. Thank you.